treat. And I just want everybody to know that this woman right here is the real deal. She is one of my love coaches, her and her sister Gladys Diaz. This is Michelle Roza, and her twin sister
So
Gladys Diaz have been my coaches for the past 8 months, but I've known them for years. And as all of you know, I'm divorced the past 7, 8 years. It's been 7 years. And I was struggling with getting over my last boyfriend and kind of really just ignoring my love life. Would you say that, Michelle? Before I met you?
that's accurate, yeah.
And just really focusing on my work and so dedicated to humanity. But a part of that was actually a lot of fear about meeting somebody new. And I think it was you, Michelle, that said to me, don't you believe that you can have everything your heart desires?
Yes, yes. I remember that. I remember you were very focused on growing your business, which you've done a phenomenal job. I mean, I've seen your growth in this last year. It's been spectacular. And you've also been writing a book, and you had courses that you wanted to take. So I remember you sharing that you felt like you had to get all that in place, and then you would have time to focus on yourself when it comes to dating. And I remember telling you, well, why do you have to choose? Don't you believe that you really can have it all? Maybe you don't know how to do that, but let's talk about that and see how you can create that. And you were so open to the conversation, and it's been beautiful to watch not just your business grow, but you grow as a woman, as this spiritual leader that people follow and love. And you've made such a huge contribution in my life for sure, and getting rid of my body pains. And so I'm just so grateful for you, and I'm grateful you said yes, yeah, at least considered, could I have it all? And then started taking actions to have it all.
Yeah, and I think it's also been such an inspiration to watch you and your husband, Arnie. Actually started crying at the last, I was at the Irresistible Woman Live event, which is coming up again this year, May 4th to the 6th.
Yes.
But last year, Michelle had this panel where they invited the husbands. Michelle and Gladys had their two husbands, together on the stage, and we got to ask them all questions, ask the men. And for me, I was crying watching you and watching Arnie watching you, because my father left when I was 12 years old. So for me, it's been a real struggle to accept the belief that there's a man that's going to want only me. And I've attracted men that are not wanting an exclusive relationship or that aren't emotionally available, which my beliefs have been limiting me. So watching you be so happily, romantically sexy, they're a sexy couple, they do fun things, and they're awesome at their businesses, and how it is possible. So I left the Irresistible Woman Live last year a totally new woman, and it made me realize how damaged I was about relationships, and even finding a spiritual man in Miami. That belief has been holding me back. And of course, I manifested someone that doesn't even live in Miami because of that belief. So you made me aware, you and Gladys, how my beliefs have been getting in my way. And I work with beliefs in a healing way with clients in a different way. So it's been really important for me to relate all these things that I do as a healing guide for myself in a romantic way, which is what you're masters at. So for healers out there, this Irresistible Woman Live event, if there's any healers that are like me, that are struggling to find that one committed, exclusive partner, it is possible. The man has to step it up, and so does the woman. So I would love if you can share some of your insight, Michelle, about, for those women like myself, because I do have friends that are struggling, or they believe that that man's not out
Hmm.
there, or the whole exclusivity thing being spiritual. There's women that I think struggle with the whole committed, exclusive, especially because we're so loving. So, and then I heard that when a man is really in love with you, he wants to be exclusive. That's one of the signs, right? So anything you can share about that and enlighten us. And I know you're going to talk about it at the Irresistible Woman Live, May 4th to the 6th. But just right now on this Facebook Live, along with all the struggles that women have, what are some strategies or pointers you can enlighten us with right now? Because I have you.
Okay, well, of course, I'd love to answer that for you. So there was a lot there, so I'm gonna
I know.
do my best to answer everything. If I forget anything, you can
I
just
just want
remind
you
me.
with me
So
all day.
we'll have a Facebook Live. Actually, I have something to tell you about. We are having a love-a-thon next weekend, and I'll tell you about that as well.
Awesum. Yeah.
Um, so
That.
So here's what it is. When I love what you said about you have beliefs, and yes, you've done work and you're a spiritual healer, and there are a lot of people out there who might be coaches, spiritual healers, or even just successful in their realm, whatever it is, their industry, their business specialty. And here's why it's so powerful to have a coach, because we're only going to be able to see what we can see from what we know. We can't see what we don't know. And what a coach does is they help you to see what you don't know that you don't even know you don't know.
Right?
And
That's
that's the
me.
blind spot, right? So, and if you don't know it, you got it. But if you don't even know it's there, and that's what happens. We tend to only see through what we already have experienced or know. And even like you've had, I'm sure Jared was with you for
There's there's a
now
call.
that. What do I do with that? What was that?
There was a call coming through. If you can just start over that, what you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, what I was saying, I'll try and remember everything, but we tend to focus on what we know, and when we're really good at something, we tend to see everything through that lens. And so that's the power of having a coach, because a coach helps you to see what you don't even know that you don't know. So even though you had beliefs and you knew that you had those beliefs and you'd even done some work around those beliefs, you got to a certain point there, and then there's this whole other world about dating and relationships and what men want and what men don't want, and how you can be your authentic self and really attract using your feminine irresistible essence to attract what you want, how you get clear about that. All of that is not necessarily in what you already know. And even if you read books about it or watch podcasts or webinars or all of that, having someone who can walk you through the process, which is what we do in our Ready to Love Again program, our Keeping the Love Alive program, the Jumpstart program, Ready for Love Jumpstart program, and we're going to be doing that work at the Irresistible Woman Live, so that you walk away with not just insights, but actions that you can take, new actions, new ways of beings that open up. And so when you have those limiting beliefs, it's I tend to it's like this, right? You're looking at life like this, and then you don't see everything that's over here. And once you start breaking that apart, all of a sudden you can see clearly. And so that's the power of that. And the other thing about seeing clearly is I've been taught, Gladys and I truly believe you've got to be clear about what you want. And what we're finding in working with women is we're clear about what we want inside of what we can see. So how about when we can expand that, and all of a sudden what you want isn't limited by the past, isn't limited by what happened when you were a little girl, but you start breaking that apart and there's no limitation, and you really can get clear about, this is what I want as a woman, powerful woman in my life right now.
Yes, thank you so much. And as after I did the Irresistible Woman Live event last year, I joined their coaching group, and then I've been in it for 8 months. And then I went to the retreat. There was this amazing retreat recently. So I want everybody to know, literally, I left that retreat and I started to meet new men, conscious, beautiful men. And I also was asked out on a date, and I literally am so powerful of a creator that I blocked men approaching me. And I was talking to one of my friends from before, and he said to me, "Oh my God, Michelle, you just didn't have the vibe that you were even available. You're so into your work." And this was hindsight. After the retreat, I had this talk with someone who I've been friends with that told me he had feelings for me, and I didn't even know. I couldn't even see it. So that was really interesting for me to see how my life changed, and what I attracted, what I have been attracting has changed since I did the retreat with you and been working with you. So these results happen immediately because you work with the mind, the body, and the spirit. So it's so beautiful to see my life on the outside shifting from the work that we've done together. And it's really deep, deep work that I've done with them, because to me, that little inner child, my little inner girl, she really didn't feel that, I didn't really feel that I deserved to have one man that loves me, because I wasn't believing that I'm worthy of that. And what does that
Mm-hmm.
feel like? You know, for my father to leave when I was 12, I never really got to feel somebody sticking around. So from the exercises that you've taught me, to you asked something, Michelle, what would the experience be? Can you
Mm-hmm.
share some of that wisdom that helped me so much? Because I noticed that I'm attracting differently now. What do you tell women when they're wanting to let go of that uh, reduced, you know, the small thinking, and expand
Mm-hmm.
into this bigger thinking? Um, what's one tip that you can recommend for them to do, for women out there that are wanting to bring in that love in another partner?
Okay, yeah. So inside of us all, and this is what the base of our work is we have this feminine irresistible essence, and it is waiting to be unleashed. And that's one of the things that we're seeing in you, Michelle, and that we see in so many of the women who are doing the work in the groups that you're a part of, is when you become unleashed, all of a sudden you're able to attract what
Mm-hmm.
it is that you want. And it looks different than it looked when you did have those limitations in the way. So the more you do the heart work, and we call it heart work, not hard work, heart work in your heart, do the work, so you're able to break down those love barriers, whether it's a fear or a limiting belief, or it's a dysfunctional pattern that you're not even aware that you have, and all of a sudden you bring awareness to it. Once you can get that out of the way, there's this new energy that comes out. And the power of knowing what you want to experience versus how tall he's going to be, or what kind of job he's going to have, is that you get in touch with the feeling that you want to have when you're in the relationship, and you get in touch with who you need to be right now in your life, and go out and be that, so you can attract what it is that you want. You know, if you want passion and you want commitment, which I'm hearing that you want, and you want um devotion from someone,
Exclusivity.
then you exclusivity, then you go out in your life and you start being someone who is devoted not only to their work but to the people in your life, that you're being passionate and really authentic about who you are, nothing hidden, and being yourself, so that then you can attract somebody who's attracted to that. But
Yeah,
when
and
you're
for him to
pretending,
come to you. This was something else you said to me, Michelle, that men chase, men love to. So for those women that try to make the guy like you, or
oh yeah.
pursue him too much, that has been a massive shift, to actually trust that he will come to me. But a lot of that was coming from unworthiness. I didn't believe that there would actually be one man that would want to just be with me. That was the belief that was keeping me. Um, that you made me very clear about at the retreat. There's an airplane going over here. Uh-oh.
Okay, we both are busy women because our phones are ringing and interrupting the broadcast, but it's
Okay.
all right. We'll work with it. Um, so what you were saying about the women, okay, so women who are pursuing, that's what we were talking about. So yes, so there, so there's a mentality that if you're an independent, you know, confident, assertive woman, you can, you know, you can go out there and pursue men. Here's what I want to say about that. It's awesome to be a confident, assertive woman. I am, you are, and it helps us to be super, super, super successful in our business. The thing is, and this is, we're going to talk a lot about this at the Irresistible Women Retreat, I'm sorry, event. How do you shift from being this powerful player in your business life to what it's really going to take to attract and keep and grow a beautiful, passionate relationship? Those things, that being driven, being, you know, the one who makes the plans, being the one who's taking the lead, being the one that you know, coaches and tells people what to do, that works awesome at work.
Mm.
It really does not work in romantic relationships, because your man and future man does not want to be managed. And men
Love that.
like to pursue women, and confident men, which confident women want, powerful women want powerful men, know that. And so they want to be the one who asks you out, who asks for your number, who makes the plans for the date, who's the one who's calling or texting in the morning saying, hey, beautiful, good morning.
Mm,
They're the ones reaching out. That's what a powerful man wants. He doesn't want a woman who is going to be trying to compete with him to be the man in the relationship.
wow, that's
There can
powerful.
only be one man in the relationship.
Beautiful. See, this is something I had no idea how to relate. And even as far as dating, I have
Mm.
been so focused on being a mom, being in my business. So when it came to dating men, definitely that emasculation, you know, being more feminine, that's where the self-love secret mission, I did this self-love secret mission with Gladys and Michelle that they offer. And it's all about self-love, self-care. These exercises that I did for 30 days, remember?
Yeah.
Changed my life. And I won't reveal too much because it's a surprise. You got to check it out. But their program is all about self-love first, and then learning the skills for dating, learning the skills for having a healthy relationship, which for me, I knew a lot codependency. And
Mm.
I did not know that men want to be treated in a certain way, and that we can be more successful in dating. Even the whole concept of dating, how you're
Mm-hmm.
telling us to date as many men as we are interested in, and there's nothing wrong with that. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I think a lot of women, we wonder, am I a slut? If I'm involved with different people, and I'm not talking sexually. I'm just talking dating, which
Yes.
for me is still kind of a new concept. So, but
Yes, I love to talk about that. It's one of my favorite subjects to talk about. So,
I'm awesome.
um, dating, there's so many different ways that people describe it, but here's what dating is. It's going out and it's getting to know people. It's getting to know the men that you're interested in and are interested in you, and then seeing how you feel, not worrying about how they feel, but how you feel when you're out on that date with them, and then deciding for yourself, is this an experience I want to have again? And so as you're on the date, you don't have to be worried about, is he going to ask me out? When is he going to ask me out? You know, just be present on the date. And one thing that women, we tend to do is we tend to project very far into the future. So here he is enjoying his steak, and that's what he's doing. He's on a date with you, enjoying his steak, and you are already wondering how your friends are going to feel about him, what is your daughter going to think about him, and you haven't even gotten to the dessert part of the dinner, and you're already projecting into this future, and it's all illusion, and you're missing out on the moment.
Yeah.
So it's being there, eating your salad if you're not having steak, eating your salad and steak, and just enjoying the moment. And why it's important to date different men is because when you don't, then what happens is that you get attached very quickly to the one that's around. So by dating different men, you get to see that there are amazing men out there. There are so many great men out there. There's just an abundance of them. You get to go out with different ones and decide for yourself which one is right for you to date again. See, because men date that way. They date more than one person. They know that that's what dating is. So you don't get attached, because here's what happens when you get attached. And this also happens when you're not clear about what you want. You'll take what you have and what you can get, and you'll turn it into what you want. And that's why a lot of
That
women
many
say, I
times.
lost myself. Yeah, I lost myself. And it's really about keeping your options open, and it's just dating. You're not having to sleep with people. I personally, on my own journey, by the time that I really started doing my hard work and broke through my own fears around dating and will somebody ever love me, and got my self-worth right where it needed to be,
Mm-hmm.
and my self-love, I was dating 5 guys and I was having a
Wow.
blast. I never, if I wanted to stay home, I could. I also didn't have a problem with staying home and being by myself. I got comfortable with that, but I always had somebody that was calling. And so that's the power of dating. And then I love also, Michelle, I really want to say this because it's not just about dating, because the Irresistible Woman Live event is also for women in relationships. You said
Mm-hmm.
something very powerful. You said, you didn't have the skills. So you might even, let's say you get clear on what you want, or you're already clear on what you
I'm
want.
already
If you
clear.
don't, if you don't have the
Thanks to you,
skills,
clear.
if you, oh, you're welcome. If you don't have the skills to date or the skills to have a great relationship, to communicate, to be able to create partnership, to create abundance of love and fun and passion and sexiness and juiciness and all of that, if you don't have the skills for that, you're not going to know what to do. So what do you think is going to happen? You're going to revert to what you've always done
Yeah.
because you know how to do that, even if it doesn't give you the result that you want. And then we wonder why we're in this like crazy cycle of repeating the same thing that doesn't give us the result that we want over and over again.
So
So
many
new
people
skills. Yeah, go ahead.
so many people I know, like myself, I was clinging to a past relationship for the past 3 years. And I'm just going to share personally because I am a freaking healer. You know, I work so well guiding people to release the emotional blockages in their bodies. But when it comes to me and dating, I thought I was so in love with this person. But in reality, I was so in love with my habit of the past and didn't have better strategies. I think a lot of people get confused that they're still in love with that person, but in reality we just, that's all we know. And I think it's hard for us to admit that that's a weak spot for us. Even the whole dating concept, um, I think I felt obligated to make it work, or see that person again because I felt bad that they were going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And now you taught me that I am a goddess and that whatever is for my heart's desire is enough. And so I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to keep going on a date if I know it's not going in the direction that I want. So my time right now of lagging and draining myself with relationships that don't work is reduced. And I'm sure a lot of people would love that, to actually confidently let go of something that's not serving us so that we can open up the doorway for the right person, the person that is more
Yeah.
in alignment with who our highest self is. Because as you've taught me, that person is just a reflection of where I'm at. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I love about you. And glad is that you're really asking us to do the deeper soul work and not just projecting on the man, but saying, he's just a reflection of where you're at. Um, so can you share a little bit about the unique things that you're going to be talking about at the Irresistible Woman Live? Because I'm sure people that are listening after hearing all your wisdom are going to be wanting to join May 4th to the 6th. So just like the major highlights. And I know there's a lot of new content also this year that you've created. So
Yes.
share, please.
Sure, I will. Yeah. So we'll keep the surprises. But just to give everybody an idea of what's going on. So it is an event for women. It's for the successful, powerful woman who really wants to have just as much success in love as she does in her career. And what we're going to be talking about is how you can tap into and get connected with your feminine essence so that you can attract, whether you're in a relationship or not, attract the love that you want. Even if you're in a relationship and it's going great, and you want to take it to another level, you want to know, how do you take it there? Or maybe you're in a relationship and it's not what you want. Maybe the passion's gone out of it. You don't feel as connected. You've become more roommates than lovers. Well, how can you connect with that essence that's going to have that come from you and inspire and attract your man to respond to it without manipulation, without strategy, without, trying to get somebody to do something, but really who you're being is what's going to inspire him. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the skills that work really well at work and don't work in relationships so we can break some of those patterns down. We're going to be doing deep heart work about getting any blocks out of the way. And we're also going to have special sessions. Even though it's for women, for the general sessions will be for singles and for women who are committed, engaged, and married. We're going to have special breakout sessions, several of them this year, so that we can really hone in on what the challenges are that you're having, and we can give you some live, effective, powerful, impactful coaching right there. We're also going to have the evening session that you mentioned with our husbands, which is one, it's on our surveys. It's one of the highlights.
Yes, I love
That's
that.
for the people who sign up for VIP. There's an evening
Oh, that's only
reception,
for
and
VIP. Okay, that's important to
that's
know.
only for VIP. So you can always upgrade to VIP, and I'll give the website where people can go on for the Irresistible Woman Live, and also to find out about the Love-a-thon next weekend.
Okay.
But in that session, ladies, this is awesome because we're going to be talking about what men want, what women want, what's effective, and then you're going to have an opportunity to be with our husbands and hear it from the male perspective. And there is nothing off the table. You can ask them about anything you want, about
So
men, about
open. I
sex,
love
about
them.
whatever.
They're
And they're
amazing.
awesome. They're really
Yeah.
great. So we have that, and we just have a lot of special surprises this year. So it's going to be a weekend that is, you know, the last one was
Life changing for
unforgettable. People
me.
are just like flying in from all over the world to come to this. So we want you, your audience, to be there, because we want everybody, you know, our mission is that every woman gets to experience the love their heart's desires now in this lifetime with nothing left out, and
Well, I
to also
definitely,
be able to
it's worked
experience
for
the
me.
life.
It's worked for me, Michelle, to get to this point working with you and Gladys. To really, I can honestly say I'm so fulfilled in my life, but it's an
Mm.
inner, that little inner child, the inner child work that you did with me, but also seeing my truth. This is something else about them, that they have this very intuitive ability to spot your weak spots in such a loving way that I felt secure enough that I could actually go there and be exposing those parts that I think I really held on tightly to because I was nervous or I didn't feel safe before to go there myself. And I've been to therapy, you know, I've done so much work. It's just, I think because you embody also real, true, happy, fulfilled love and marriage, which is rare in these times.
Mhm.
Seriously, this is why I'm so grateful that you exist. And Arnie,
Thank
and Gladys, and I forgot
you.
her
Rick.
husband, Rick.
Rick.
Because they're just bouncing around sexy couples that are happy and fulfilled and really in all areas of their lives, and they take care of themselves. And to just watch you guys in action, and just to look at how they look at their wives, that to me is priceless. So yeah, you have amazing information, but really my reason for hiring you as my coaches is because you embody in every cell of your being deep committed exclusive self-love, and you have that in your marriages. So thank you so
Oh,
much for
thank you for
being here.
saying that. Thank you.
I love you
It
so much.
does
Um,
start from the
love.
inside out.
I
It
can't get
starts
enough
from
of
the
you.
inside out. And so I want to go ahead and give, I don't know how much time you were planning on having us on, but I would love to give the information on the Irresistible Woman
Yeah.
Live, how people can find out about it.
Okay.
All right. So you can, if you're interested in going, ladies, you want to go to www.irresistiblewomanlive.com. And if you connect with Michelle, she has a way where you can get a
Special
ticket
code.
she has a special code because you're in her community. She's going to get you a ticket at a very reduced price. And then she'll also show you how you can upgrade to VIP, because VIP has special seating. You have a lunch with Gladys and myself as well. And then you
Mhm.
have the evening session with the Love Twins and their sweethearts.
That's awesome.
So
And
all those
also, it's going
things
to be
and
at
some
the
other
Embassy
surprises.
Suites. So if people want a
Yes.
roommate, I have friends that are going and they're looking for roommates. And it's a beautiful hotel. It's just going to be amazing. I'm so excited. I can't
Yes.
wait. And I'm going to
It's
be
at the
the
embassy.
MC. So that's like even more of a
I know,
part.
we're so excited. You're going to be our MC again. Yes, it's at the Embassy Suites in Fort Lauderdale, 17th Street. We have a block of rooms. The block of rooms will be, we're trying to get an extension, but really we have them until April 4th. So that's
Okay.
coming up any day now. And it's a very special rate. And really, if you're going to come, just, you already know you want to come. Just go ahead and get in touch with Michelle so
Yes.
that she can give you that code, and so you can get your room reserved, because there's another big event happening in that area. So it's not just our hotel. If you want to stay there and be comfortable and not have to be worried about Fort Lauderdale and Miami traffic getting to and from, you can go ahead and do that.
Totally
And
worth it. Yeah.
once you get your letter, once you sign up, you'll get an email and it'll tell you if you want a roommate. You can
Oh,
contact Carla, our event planner, and she has a list of people who are looking for roommates. So if that's something you're open to, we can get you there as well.
awesome.
And Michelle, one other thing,
Yeah.
we have a love-a-thon that's happening next Saturday at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. And what we're going
Okay.
to be doing is we're going to be with our husbands. So we're going to be doing some never before talk content, and it's a
Wow.
sneak peek into what's going to happen
Hmm.
at the Irresistible Woman
That's
Live.
awesome.
And so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. And
Hmm.
to find out more about that, you can just go to our Facebook page, Heart's Desire, Heart's Desire International on Facebook, and go ahead and follow us there, and we'll be posting the information for
So
that.
they have to like that page, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write this all out when we get off, and make
Okay.
it easy for people. And please email me if you want the discount, people. And I highly encourage doing the VIP. Sounds like that is the bomb
It
diggity.
is. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and also, anybody listening to this video, please email Michelle Roza if you want more information on her coaching, her and Gladys, or if you have any questions for future Facebook Lives, because I'm wanting to bring them on again and again. If this benefited you, please share it with your friends, share it through private messenger. It's like so easy. You just go there and you can share with all your girlfriends. It's really beautiful when you can bring a friend to this experience, May 4th to the 6th. I think afterwards, like we all share and we process together, and it really is powerful when you go with a friend. And we even had like mother-daughter combinations. So whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're transitioning, all stages, women, we can benefit from what Michelle and Gladys teach us. Not even just for romantic partnerships. It's helped me. The information you've given me has helped me with my daughter and with my
Hmm.
mom. So these are core relationship healthy ways of practicing, just being in healthy relationships. So thank you so much, Rochelle, for your time today. I love you. And yes, they are amazing. Amazing.
Thank you, Giselle.
Thank you for being who you are.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me on. I love you so much. You know that, I'm one of your biggest fans as well. And I'm so excited that you're going to be our MC. And
Yeah.
we're going to be talking more starting this week on what we're going to create at that event. It's going to be a life-changing weekend like never before. Your life will never be the same after you leave it. So go
Yeah.
ahead and
So
join us,
true.
ladies. We can't wait to see you.
And some of us, I want to say this right now because I was so scared
Mm.
of having this relationship with myself, because it all starts within. And I think a lot of us have fear of success, fear of really getting everything our heart desires. That was one of my biggest fears that I've had to overcome. Fear of all the things that are happening in my life now, thanks to working with you and Gladys, that I think a lot of us, because we're so used to seeing so much suffering in the world, or
Mm.
relationships that are not working, that it's almost like we have to give ourselves permission and say yes to having everything our heart desires. So thank you so much for being an inspiration for me. And I see the results with myself. I even look different. I feel more joy.
You too.
And people that I attract, the men that I attract, are so beautiful. And I can't wait to make that decision one day of who that's going to be, as far as the exclusive partner. And I'm really going to take my time thanks to you, and not just settle and then have all this drama and trauma, because I don't have to. So thank you. To me, that's priceless. Mwah.
You're so welcome. Mwah. I love you so much.
We deserve it. We deserve to be treated like gods and goddesses, the men and the women. Yeah. So
Yes,
let's all
absolutely.
just,
Everybody deserves it. You just
yes.
you just got to get what's in the way out of the way, and it doesn't have to take a long time, and it doesn't have to, there's no suffering in love and dating and relationships. We are committed to taking the suffering out. So it can be fun, it can be exciting, fulfilling, and it's can be everything that you want with nothing left out.
Thank you so much. I love you. Mwah.
I love you too. Bye. Have a
Bye,
great
everyone. Thank you
time in
for
Costa
joining us.
Rica. Enjoy your day.
Bye.